These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup at the quarterfinals of Worlds 2024.
He only has the Gleaming Quill in the grand entrance right now, no Battle Dance, so none of that shielding from the Rakan. Does have the heal and the flash. He'll try and make his way towards this turret, but they've already lost one plate.
Oh, look, they're rotating Tarzan as well, so there's going to be 3 members here.
Tarzan's on his way. Breathe in, good wallop, triple stun with the Mega Gnar. LNG thinking about the dive. Breathe dives back in. The damage going down onto Christmas. He's able to dash away. Suppress on Gala will lock him up onto the tower, and we've got to pause. We got to pause. Everything goes sepia as Crisp goes down on our screens as of yet, but we'll jump back down into the bot lane. Zucker's very low as well. He goes down. It's 2 for Waybo so far. Waybo trying to trade back onto Tarzan. Hung takes the kill. Breathe able to get back to the safety of the tower, but in the end it's a 2 for 2. Minutes into the game with 2 CS. He is going to be able to get to the tower now. I say that. Light and Tarzan immediately stop him. What are you going to do? This is a very sad crocodilian, and he's falling for the first time this game. It is huge, second time in fact, as LNG just can't find a way to get that croc out of deep water. Starting to move up. I feel at least the first couple of these are going in LNG's pocket.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the LNG have too much of a numbers advantage. The waves are too good, but they're actually pulling off them. They've gotten the first grub. Breathe is about 50% HP.
Breathe is getting locked up here. Doesn't have time to flash away. LNG collapse and find a kill on the Gnar.
A great engage from Hung. The flash stun into the stacked wave means that he's going to lose that entire farm. And LNG find another kill. They've guaranteed numbers advantage. But now Light has made his way up. He's so close to level 6.
Second grub's definitely going to go over to LNG. Hex flash forward by Hong, trying to get onto Tarzan, who'll stun him against the wall. The dive in with a grand entrance. Zika trying to heal himself back up in the middle of the fight. Gala joining in as well. The knockback on Hong towards the top side, but it's not going to be enough from Waybo so far, and now Light is overextended. Zuka slicing and dicing his way through. The charm connects and Light is down alongside him. Tarzan falls. LNG absolutely trouncing Waybo at the grubs.
Yeah, LNG are fighting their way out of a rough early game, and they're not done.
Scout with another charm, this time onto Crisp. He get caught up with that deadly flourish. And LNG will be able to walk out. 2 grubs to them and 2 kills to boot.
The Weibo bottom lane, they know they are very vulnerable, and Nocturne with ult ready would just love an Ashe target.
Breathe finds an engage onto Zuka.
Easy enough, Breathe just 1v1s him. We talked about how it would be a struggle for Zuka. Well, we see it coming up here for Breathe.
That's a lane swap diff right there, if I've ever seen one, and Breathe capitalizes on it. See if the rest of LNG can try and get...
There's the darkness. Immediately they jump in with the paranoia. Hung's on the flank as well. They wait for the flash. Shattering strike. The chase continues. And Xiaohu is down. Now the curtains open. And maybe we'll close on Weibo in this game 1. LNG have been winning every fight so far. Weibo trying to get away. Crisp with a good knock-up. The chase continues as Hung looks for another shadowing strike. But he's the one turned onto by Weibo. Magnus Storm the charm again onto Light, but no follow-up for LNG. One back in the pocket for Weibo, and they'll look for more as Weiwei has no flash. But it looks like in the end, both teams will disengage.
Close that gap as he's going to secure the last grub. It looks like we're not going to be getting 4 grubs this game.
I think LNG do need to try and look for a play here with Weiwei and Scout. Both of them kind of peaking right now. Once you get your Stride Breaker plus your Ludens complete, the Nocturne Ori combo is very, very dangerous. Bottom, it does seem to be the trade. And I do think that is the more like LNG style play. Get the tower goal down here. Really try and play off of the cross-map play.
It's a guaranteed tower and likely the Drake in exchange for a possible tower from the Rift Herald charge. Obviously, mid lane tower has been seen to have a little bit more value than a bot tier 1, but we'll see how well Weibo actually use that Rift Herald later on.
Just abandoning this dragon as well, allowing Weibo to go 2 dragons up. They've been... Oh, Crisp.
Crisp looking for that backline, going in with the quickness is feared, caught with the deadly flourish as well, but can just walk out. It's to safety. We talked about Crisp's creativeness from time to time, and I think we saw it there.
That top tower, and once again, Zuka is denied. Crucially, Scout is keeping the push in towards bot. Xiao is going to go and match that, but the rest of LNG are there to support him.
Yeah, LNG have to keep trying to play split.
Arrow.
Such a very solid front line for them to play off of, and they can just group on Dragon, no problem.
LNG looking for an engage. Scout on the flank is still being tracked. Dragon will quickly reset. Zuka continuing to push in the top side of the map, has the TP available.
Xiaohu just putting the ball down. They go in with the arrow immediately. They dive onto Hung, and he is down. Breed looks for more, but Gala has to flash the wall, but Chris can continue to chase. He gets the blast cone. Gala knocked back. Wallop just short. The paranoia out from Weiwei. He tries to buy a second for his AD carry to escape. Scout on the flank doesn't hit the charm, but Xiaohu falls to the curtain call. Now Scout getting chased down towards the bottom side of the map. Breed still going in, needs a couple more autos, can't quite get them. Weiwei turns his attention across to the walls, but really he's just looking for a way back to the mid lane. The chase continues. Light goes in, flash impale. TP behind us now. Waybo might be flanked. Gala looking for a little bit more. Scout coming back in with the teleport of his own. Zucker onto the back line. Targets Light first. Light flashes away. Zucker! Flash follows him. And now Breed's running for the hills. The engage onto Tarzan. LNG somehow turn the fight around.
LNG grabbing the extra kills, and are they gonna head towards mid lane tower? They only have one minion. And kind of run through here, so we're keeping it exciting. Gold lead back the way of LNG, but still the objectives
Which
for
is
Waybo.
crazy.
Yeah.
Because based on how this game has been going, you shouldn't... Oh, arrow.
Arrow onto Hung once again, doesn't have the flash to escape, charmed up, knocked into the wall. Weiwei dives to the back line. The paranoia is doing so much work, and in the face of darkness, there is no light. Scout gets the kill, it's a double for him, double impale coming out, but Scout still has 2 charges of the Spirit Buff. Tarzan gets 1 in response. LNG trying to turn this fight in their favors, and they'll do exactly that. So far, it's a 3-for-1 exchange. Xiaohu and Breed trying to do everything they can. No flash for the Gnar, but he does have that ultimate in a second. He's going to go Mega and try to chase down Hung. Shadowing strike into the crash down. Breed won't get anything more out of the battle.
They're just going to force on Baron instead. They will trade away one dragon. They don't want the soul right now. They'll take the pushing power.
I mean, they're not even going to lose the dragon, because LNG are trying to take the fight around the Baron, but that Baron's going to be gone before they can really begin it. The paranoia comes out. TP is being invested as well by LNG. Quickness. The charm going on to Weiwei as well as he dived in with that paranoia, but Ishtar's impact is enough to get Tarzan out.
The tower's going to die while you're now picking up your dragon, and Waybo are going to push this one through.
Zucker has the teleport. He'll stay in the pit and can base, but could teleport if that push continued for Waybo on the top side. They'll just take the tier 2.
Shields coming through. Like if Waybo just group up and use their Baron to push in, they'll be able to collect, as you say, so much extra gold off the map.
Hanging out of the back, making sure they have vision behind them, and then can always jump forward with the quickness. Waybo extending their lead. It is only 1,000 gold, but it has swung in their favor over the last couple of minutes. 3 cannon minions in this push.
The siege is working.
The siege is incredible. They'll break open the base of LNG, who are still looking for some sort of flank position. Hung is in the river. He's a mile away. He's basically in Spain with how far he's away from the rest of his team right now, looking for that flank. He's going to be marked, though, by Tarzan, and Hung will realize he doesn't really have a way in here. Weiwei, though, does with the paranoia, diving onto the back line, but there's no damage to follow him up. Zucker trying to dive in and get the damage down onto Breed, who somehow still survives. Zucker down! Waybo collapse. It's 4-0 in favor of Waybo.
See what else they can get here. Gala is still alive, but he's got to run for his base right now. He's got 1 bullet and a dream, and I don't think that's going to be enough to fend off Waybo.
That was the big team fight that Waybo was looking for. Tarzan flashes in. Gala runs for his life.
He's just slammed into the wall. The cleanse will do nothing for him at all, apart from perhaps cleanse his mind of this game. Waybo in control. They'll go 1-0 up over LNG.
And with the Amumu here, very excited here for game number 2. Game number 1 seemed like both teams were very antsy here. And the planning from Waybo definitely had paid off.
Played into the Q3 knockup from Scout. Ignite is ticking on Xiaohu. Chris coming in for the flank as he might look for a bit of a handshake instead. He's got that shield. Heal comes out as well. They try and turn it onto Scout, who flashes away just in time.
For his blue buff to go farm, he just goes back and get his level 3, but now he wants to make a play.
Chris flashes away. Zika does have a flash of his own. The handshake flashed away from Tarzan, trying to get in with the bandage shots, but he's going to be stunned up with the shield of Daybreak. Tries to flash the Zenith Blade, but can't escape it. First blood to LNG, and they're looking for more. Chris has no way out. He's put in the dirt by Zika.
The lane swaps on the other foot now. LNG are getting big advantages out of it. It's such a vulnerable target in the game. You have no inherent escapes yourself. You have to like use an opponent to try and bandage toss away from. And so you become almost a liability at early grubs fights. if the early skirmish goes against you. And so Tarzan's like, you know what? I want no part of this.
Yeah.
I'm just a lonely Amumu with no flash. Opposite side again. He's a bit of a liability at the moment. Weiwei is so close to level 6. Will get level 6 off of the dragon. Sejuani with ult advantage and flash advantage. Way too much power.
Tarzan, though, getting collapsed on.
Scouts going in for this. Tarzan doesn't have the flash yet, has the curse of the sad mummy, but can't get away from the counter-strike. The chase goes in as well, and maybe his fate is sealed, but the knock into the wall, into the all-out will pull Scout back. It's not quite enough damage, and Zika takes the kill on Tarzan. In the end, LNG get one. Between Worlds can control so much space in a fight in the river like this, but LNG are the ones to start up the grubs, and they're going to have 4 before Waybo even breathe in their direction. And Breathe has no TP. He'll just be fighting Zika down towards the bottom side. Tarzan looking for a steal, but Gala's putting down the pain. Mystic shot just wide there on Crisp. He'll look to hit another. Hung takes the 5th. And LNG might even just secure 6 grubs as Waybo. They might as well have bought a ticket and some popcorn. All they've done is watch.
They watched, and I don't think they like what they saw there.
There's the arrow. Hits onto Weiwei, Glacial Prison going down as well. Crisp has the hostile takeover, but they can't get enraged, and the Flash Bandage toss does not connect for Tarzan.
The Trinity Force Jax just slams that thing, mining gold for free.
With 6 grubs as well.
LNG are just running rings around Waybo.
Yep.
We've been seeing it from the start of the game. After they got that advantage in the lane swap, Waybo have just constantly been playing catch-up. That's a tower secured. Breathe can't do anything to force Zika off it. He doesn't have any support, but it's fine. He has the ward to get away to safety. Now, Crisp and Light have been able to get the push, and they have access here to the Dragon.
Yeah, Tarzan's there as well, has the curse of the sad mummy. You can see Xiaohu trying to join up with the team. Solar player going down. Immediately they dive into Tarzan. There's the hostile takeover. Xiaohu can try and jump across the wall here. Tarzan falling low. Xiaohu diving in. Tarzan gets brought back with the bailout. And what a good fight this could be for Waybo as Chris flashes away from Scout. Xiaohu trying to put the damage down. Tarzan still sticking on the Drake. Gala can dive forward though. Just needs to land these Mystic shots. He'll get the resets. He looks for another one to Light. Can't quite find it. Tarzan with a smite, 3 HP short, but still secures it in the end. Waybo found something out of nothing.
Can Gala keep chasing here? Tarzan is a little bit trapped.
Well, he's in the jungle, and that's where Tarzan likes to be.
Too bad.
But I don't think he's going to escape from that tree. That's Gala and Hung. Tarzan will dive forward, delay his death for a second, but Gala will get his 2nd of the game.
Back to business here, right back to the objectives, and they're burning down the Rift Trail. Tarzan does show up again, but they're going to continue to focus on this Amumu. It's a Conqueror Amumu. Definitely a viable target to rush on the front line in case, you know, Waybo tried to do something crazy there. Waybo, don't actually overextend, don't try and do anything crazy, and regardless, it is going to be the Rift Herald in mid and tower down another objective here for LNG. They can just rotate on over.
Zika's going to catch Xiaohu on this movement to the side. They dive back in though with the Between Worlds, and now Zika is on the wrong side of dodge. He still gets one with a lamppost, but his life is forfeit, shot down to Light.
A 1-for-1.
Looking for it, Tarzan stepping into the darkness, Hung and Gala guarding. The arrow goes down, hits Gala, he'll cleanse. Buffered the arcane shift away at the right moment as well. Zika's in the top lane, does have the TP, has a few wards that he could get to, but no real flanking positions, and because of that, LNG will not be able to fight their way back into the river. Waybo will get their 2nd Drake of the game. TP from Breathe to the top lane to match the push from Zika.
And they still have mid lane priority here. They're trying to force them off.
Hung goes in, Tarzan dives forward as well with the curse of the Sad Mummy Between Worlds. Now Hung doesn't have a way out. Hostile takeover, hits on 2 on the back line. Zika's trying to join up with his team as LNG begin to hail the retreat. Light continues to rain arrows into the back of Weiwei, and he's a damn porcupine. Xiaohu takes the kill. LNG walking home wounded.
Important for Waybo because they want to be able to get these big AoE fights, you know, in their advantage. It's going to be really hard to keep LNG from pulling them apart across the map.
I will say that Zika going for the Sunlit Sky instead of the Sterax is going to hurt his team fight power.
True. Breathe looking for a turret up towards the top side. TP coming in as well from Waybo. They will invest to make sure this top tier 1 is cracked. Their first tower of the game is broken.
The blue pings from LNG onto the Baron, they're cautious of it.
So OPLoLReplay going in, TP behind now as Hung is the first one to be caught out. Tarzan went in with the curse of the Sand Gala trying to go forward as well. He'll cleanse away, the hostile takeover finds one light brought back from the dead as the dive goes in for Zika. He'll find another Crisp and Breathe trying to survive underneath the tower. Xiaohu looking for that flank position. The dive goes in from Breathe. He isolates Weibo, but Gala and Scout are still chasing him forward. Out towards the top side, Xiaohu's being fought off by Zika. A kill for Breathe, he gets one. The shutdown, but Zika starts to collapse and Breathe doesn't have a way out of here. LNG find the fight.
Light went right into the face of the Cassante there, immediately regretting it. And so they force mid instead. In the end, they will be rewarded with the extra dragon here, and we just keep splitting dragons.
Level 17, but the silent pressure paying off as LNG secure the dragon and contest it.
Yep, take the easier objective.
Here are the pings, ping, ping, ping for ping. Is it Baron o'clock for Waybo, Kobe?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not. A little bit too risky to like pin yourself all inside of the pit at the moment right now, I feel like. And so this is just dragon number 3, soul point. So not like the game-breaking one that you want to throw everything out right now quite yet. I will say, nicely done from LNG to kind of...
The ultimate coming out from that glacial prison.
Are they pinging? They are pinging.
There's lots of pinging happening, but it seems like they're pinging the Baron this time, Betty. Waybo going to start it up. It's what won them game 1. Can it do the same in game 2? Gala dashing forward with the Arcane Shift. TP coming in from Zika. Will Waybo turn the fight, or will they stick on towards that Baron? Breathe on the front line, stunned up. Weibo brought back the Baron down to 4,000 HP as LNG start to enter the pit. This is their zone to control, and Weibo trying to fight back. Hostile takeover, arrow onto the back line as well. The Baron down to 1,400. Breathe kills off Weiwei. The smite comes in from Weibo, and LNG walked into their own demise. Zeka pulled back as well. He'll fall. What a fight from Weibo, and once again, it's the Baron that does it all.
There. But Sejuani committing the ultimate onto Crisp at the start of the fight was the go trigger. Once that was gone, a lot of the initiation...
Team fight AoE. Now Weibo with the biggest objective they could possibly gain, the Baron buff, allowing them to take so many towers.
And you can already see the gold swing. We talked about standing objectives on the map from this Red Bull Baron power play. They already have 3.6k, and they are looking to add on top of that piles of gold for them. 4 items on Light, 4 on Breathe, 2, almost 4 for Xiaohu. And LNG, how are you going to defend? Scout's off in the top lane, he's doing reconnaissance, but I think his army needs him back at base right now because the base is beginning to be broken by Waybo. Inhibitor tower in the bot lane has fallen. Scout, you're going to come back, mate. You're going to join up with your team. The tier 2 in the mid lane's gone down as well, and Waybo continued the advance. Scout, perhaps you need new instructions from your admirals, because right now your Nexus is falling, and all you're getting is an inhibitor tower. Now Scout TPs the Nexus tower, the second one. The target, Curse of the Sand Mummy onto Zika on the backline. He's going to pull the sword as well. Between worlds go LNG. The pullback by Breathe, and Hung is hung out to dry by LNG. Zika dives in, a great counter strike. The re-engage coming out. Gala untouched. It's all on Gala alongside Weiwei and Zika to really turn this one around. LNG holding on to hope, but Gala's down to the twofold hex. And Weibo, only Xiaohu survives, but they've broken the base open.
Counter-strike for him. Gets 2 of them and just chunks down everyone, even though Weiwei actually collects the last hits on a lot of these.
Into the darkness, Hung is there, he's spotted. The Hawk shot gives Weibo vision. Charter Crystal Arrow only onto Hung. Bandage toss for the chase. Curse of the Sand Mummy onto the backline. And Hung is almost dead before the fight really begins. Tarzan falling low as well. Between worlds we go. But Zika's found the backline once again. Breathe trying to peel for Xiaohu and for Crisp. But already we see Weibo collapsing. Zika doing so much work. Now it's on Crisp. And Zika will flash away. The reset coming out from Scout because he can TP back into the play. Breathe trying to survive for as long as possible. Zika doesn't go back in with the counter strike. Gala's doing everything he can to get Breathe down, but he can't quite fell. The Cassante
will look to secure the Baron. A well-played fight with so many resources invested onto Hung. Weibo couldn't find the fight that they were looking for.
Scout doing a lot of work there, coming in on the Yone. I am ready and willing to go to an Elder fight, Vedius. This one is a banger. All right, 4-1 split push here with the added power of the Baron buff. Top inhibitor is exposed, but LNG want to concentrate on mid.
Down, Gala's going to use the Void Might spawning from those 6 grubs they secured earlier to tank up the tower for him. Zika will take the mid lane inhibitor tower. The bot lane inhibitor tower very low still. Weibo don't really have an easy engage without a Mumu's flash and with that arrow down.
I don't know how Weibo are going to do it this time around, but they're crafting something right now, working their way through the jungle up towards Elder.
Tarzan just walking into the pit, TP coming in, Zika looking for that flank, has the GA, Xiao takes a Mystic Shot and takes a quarter of his health. Breathe is on the flank here, Glacial Prism going on to Tarzan, he goes back in with a bandage toss, Zika's still flanking and Tarzan is left to his own devices here, he dashes back, Curse of the Sand Mummy onto Zika, but he's got to stop watching the GA to bring him back to life. Redemption coming out, Tarzan having to run away between worlds though, Zika continues to dive forward and light is extinguished. LNG continue their advance, Xiaohu and Breathe trying to survive through it all, but Gala just will not let them. Gala dives in with the Arcane Shift and Breathe breathes his last. Earlier on this game, it was Breathe who came out atop on the Wolves. This time, Gala has his vengeance. Scout will chase down Xiaohu, and Xiaohu might escape for a second. I'm pretty sure Zika and Hung will chase him down.
The battlefield has been a bloody affair, but it is LNG that come out on top. A fantastic final fight with an incredible Zhonya's from Zika was enough to cement them the fight, cement them game 2, and equalize the series.
Banger! We're gonna even it up here, Medic!
Are you not entertained? This is the LPL versus the LPL, and I'm ready for 3 more.
And backed up with an Alistar. That lane is not strong early.
Yeah, that's a lane swap lane, if I've ever seen one. Get the hell out of there, leave Zika to deal with Light and Crisp, and just try and get yourself some gold on the other side of the map and some levels as well for the Alistar level 1.
All of them?
Nope, 0.
Oh, it was one of the
LNG win every game 3 between the two teams. Our featured matchup is Xiaohu and Scout in the mid lane. Scout's already burned his flash, and LNG have looked for the invade on the top side. Scout was back across towards the red. Waybo have a man advantage right now as Tarzan can look for the engage. Zika on the wrong side of the wall. Flash away from Hung, but the flash chase. They're going to get concussive blows on him. Just need one more auto. Light will get it. Hung is left to his lonesome, and Waybo strike burst.
That was so bad for LNG. They started out by investing mid lane flash for jungler flash, and then wrapping around, and the extra ward here giving the vision. Waybo are the ones with Braum. Like, Braum is so insane in level 1 fights, the passive, the Q, and Waybo here, they're the ones coming out in game number 3 with a massive advantage. Wait, it's not done yet, Betty, look!
Zika's on the flank, has that flash. Tarzan hits level 2, Hung on his way to join the fight, but doesn't have a flash, and only has that pulverized counter strike. He's gonna go down, and Zika locks up Crisp. Tarzan trying to get the Bramble Smash away. Zika flashes forward, Twisted Advance will get the slow onto Zika, Concussive blows as well, gonna get the stun. Breathe and Xiaohu walking down towards the bottom side of the charm. It's gonna land onto Tarzan, and he's down to LNG now, the ones on top.
What is going on?
Tarzan's flash out, but he had thought 3 minutes ahead as the wall-up goes down. Oh, Zika might just die in the 1v1. The flank comes in from Tarzan. Zika trying to get out. Waybo here as well with the Dustbringer, but there's the slope from the Boomerang, and I'm not sure Zika can escape this precarious situation. Counter-Strike will buy him enough time to get to the safety of his tower.
Waybo has a tendency to try and fight, but it does look like they're going to concede. The pings are coming down onto the Dragon as Breathe gets the push and Tarzan makes his way towards it.
And this ward right here that they have in that little curved brush in the river gives you so much confidence, you know. Not only do they have a good state to set it up, but they also have vision control of the only like surprise brush there. And exactly, because again, kind of the theme of the series has been Waybo investing a lot in champ select in these team fight setups. And so if you get your early dragons, you want to get some way to kind of force LNG into those fights.
Nice to see them return to this top side, ready to contest Grubs.
LNG actually bringing Gala and Hung all the way up towards his top
arrow.
side. The arrow's coming down, hits onto Waybo. Nature's Grasp as well from Tarzan. Breathe flashes away from LNG. No one tanking up the tower as of yet. Chris flashes in. They're looking for more. Twisted Advance. Paranoia on the back line, but the shockwave is absolutely massive. Xiaohu finds 4. Wei walking away wounded, but I don't think there's another way for him to go home apart from in a body bag. Xiaohu finds 2.
Waybo defend the play, and they're going to take such a huge lead with all of this extra gold.
Often denied at quarterfinals. Now with Waybo looking to make it back to at least the semifinals. And LNG currently backs against the ropes, at least in this game. And they would be in the series as well. They would fall down to 2-1. Trying to find a bit of redemption for last year, where they did fall out in the quarterfinals to T1.
What I love about Waybo is how over the last 2 years they just continue to surprise in terms of expectations.
Yep.
Tarzan walking from
I think it's too
from
late.
Fountain
He
right
is
now.
miles away as well.
LNG should be able to just burn it down and smite it easy.
They will get the Drake. LNG secure it. Wei with the smite. Light and Crisp will gate them off from walking towards the mid lane easily. Tarzan's here as well to try and help Waybo push through that mid.
The only thing for LNG is they don't have anyone who can rotate up to top wave.
Oh, Scout going in, the paranoia as well. They dive onto Breathe, who tries to jump to the safety of the tower, but he can't get there in time. The arrow going wide, Nature's Grass used as well by Tarzan. Xiaohu coming in with a TP, and Zika was caught with a shockwave. Zika diving back forward, he's surviving for so long. In the end, the clockwork wind-up will take him out. Xiaohu now in a 1v3, Light beginning to collapse. Hung his first target, Crisp there to join the Barney. Weiwei falling low. Xiaohu can't quite get in range, needs another auto command attack. Was blocked with the Soul Shield. Blast cone out from Weiwei, but he goes the wrong way indeed. Xiaohu takes the kill, Hung dies as well. Meanwhile, Scout is getting chased in by Crisp because it blows. Glacial Fisher used. Scout flashes, but the Winter's Bite is icy and cold and puts him in a coffin. Use that to develop some pressure towards the mid lane, but Hung, oh, that arrow went backwards. He's looking for the stop here. It looks like Scout is going to be able to dodge away from the arrow, but Hung is the one who's being caught. Crisp chasing in. There's the shockwave back. Hung gets a good unbreakable will off just in time. Tarzan going for the chase on Weiwei. He'll be feared back though. Hung trying to do everything he can to survive here. Does still have the flash, but in the end he will be sacrificed. Waybo find another.
An easy pick for Waybo as Hung chooses not to flash, knowing there's few places for him to go. Scout cross-mapping on the top side, but the Herald dropped as well. Waybo going to get a lot off a single pick.
Yeah, as you say, Light shot the arrow up towards Scout, and Scout just went right back to the tower, so they've made the call to go for the gold here. Meanwhile, Waybo are going to get so much more since they also have Rift Herald. They get multiple objectives.
Looking for another charge, perhaps to the tier 2 in the bot lane. By LNG, as Scout looks for the flank, the Rift Herald helping Waybo out, but more just dawdling through the river right now. LNG going to put their attention down towards Zeka. It's jumped on down towards the bottom side. Light and Breathe able to take him out already. Waybo have got one. Scout still looking for that flank. There's Drake secured by LNG, their second of the game. Exchanged for a kill in favor of Waybo, but LNG will be very happy that they stopped the Soul from sacking up. The arrow, though, finds Weiwei's heart, and Chris follows up as well. Weiwei, the twisted advance enough to spell his demise, as Waybo might turn their attentions towards the top side, but no Baron for a minute. Weiwei's here to shadow him as Tarzan begins to collapse. Crisp goes in, spell shield. There's the charm from Scout. TP coming in from LNG as well as they look to turn this fight around. The paranoia has been popped by Weiwei. Diving onto the backline, Killer Instinct, Light locked up. Gala dives in and they're looking for the damage onto Light. The unbreakable wall is not enough to stop Gala on his advance. Chris falling to LNG find 2.
The critical seconds there. Breathe was unable to teleport as the Nocturne ult went off, so he had to wait the whole thing. And LNG, they use those seconds. They jump on Waybo. They jump on Light. They get the kills onto the bottom line members, and now they're pressuring. They're threatening the Baron, trying to draw Waybo into the darkness.
Waybo see the Baron hasn't been started by LNG. They have the shockwave now on Xiaohu.
Oh, sneaky, sneaky.
They don't know. They actually don't know.
They thought it wasn't being done. And now Tarzan's going to walk up, chuck a sapling in there and realize, oh my god, this is 6,000 HP. Xiaohu has a TP, he'll try and join the fight. Breathe coming in from the top side as well, but the Baron has already been finished. Xiaohu comes in, Hung's going to sacrifice himself to make sure his team secures the ultimate prize. The Baron taken by LNG.
Such a crucial punish on the side of LNG, isolated. The dive comp came into fruition from LNG, and removing Light meant a one-team fight.
Zika wailing away on Tarzan, knocks him back with a Bramble Smash. Void Seeker coming in from Gala. Look at the damage onto Tarzan. The paranoia being used as well. Everybody's coming to get you as Tarzan begins to retreat, but the dive in is enough. Tarzan is going timber, and Gala's looking for more. Zika will take out Light. Crisp now left to his own devices. He's fried by LNG. Xiaohu trying to escape, but there's another Spirit Rush, and Scout will be holding the charm like his life depends on it, because it almost might. Xiaohu still finds him through the charm. Void Seeker going out as Xiaohu is chunked down to 200 HP. Breathe about to go mega knocked over the wall by Hung. LNG will get the mid-tier 1, but not much more.
Another team fight win for LNG.
Helps out Xiaohu, who remains unkilled on the Ori. There remains a big hope there for Waybo, but
Neither of these teams can just have a clean game, can they? The other team always has to pull out all the stops, and that's what makes Waybo versus LNG so exciting. We already said it before.
Split push pressure onto Waybo. You see Gala there was actually hovering Zika for a while.
Ooh. Zika takes the tower in his face. 700 gold for him. Go for Baron. Light is stuck bot lane, and he can TP top.
Breathe can TP as well. He's going to go back to base first to try and get back to full HP, but that Baron's already down to 5,000 HP. Nature's Grass coming out. Hung doing a wonderful job of keeping the tree a mile away. The Baron falls in the forest, and LNG damn well heard it. Waybo could get nowhere near, and instead they'll look for a Drake.
So Weibo destroyed this dragon fairly quickly, though. I think they should be able to defend.
Ash Arrow.
Looking for Scout. Doesn't
Oh.
find Scout. He
Oh.
spirit rushes forward with the dive immediately onto Breathe. The Nav into the wall will buy him a second, but it's not enough time. Breathe is down.
The double trailing play for LNG. It's Gala and Weiwei with the ultis to immediately answer. What a bait!
What a bait from LNG. Dodge from the Ash Arrow into a setup play. Zika, we've already seen him take these towers before. He's going to take another. LNG very quickly.
They punish immediately now with this Baron buff, taking down the inhibitor turrets quickly.
Inhibitor tower in the top lane already raised to the ground by Scout. Chris trying to respond, but there's no one there to help him out.
And Nocturne are always threatening these ultis between multiple lanes to join and defend. It is just so relentless, the pressure with the added
Zika
Baron buff. Zika!
has a stopwatch. He'll use it before Tarzan can get the full engage. Hung trying to come across as well with an arm into the wall. Was done. Zika, he's going to try and get the counter-strike off in time. First leap strikes away. The arrow going down as well. It's wide. Zika surviving for a hell of a long time while Sky pushes in the top side. In the end, Zika will fall even through the counter-strike. The Thunder Sky not going to be enough to keep him alive. Scout should be able to get an inhibitor for this and will do exactly that.
Exactly, it buys enough time to get the objective.
Tarzan, there's no way for him to get into the pit. Baron up in 15 seconds time. You give up the ghost of this Drake. Take it to 7 if someone wants soul. Make sure you secure as many buffs, as much gold as you can before the inevitable fight.
Pressure has disappeared for now. The Baron is started.
All they needed was access, apparently, Betty. They're going to start up the Baron as they're trying to pull out the TP from Zika, and there it goes. Waybo stick to the Baron. The arrow goes wide. It hits onto Zika. The Baron down to 2,000. Scout going in with the charm as well. The Baron's already secured by Waybo, and they dive in with the Twisted Advance. Scout on the backline down to half HP. Already Gala's dead. He dived in and he died for it. An incredible Gnar. Breathe catches LNG out of the air and slams them into the wall. Waybo win the fight, and you have to feel they can just march down mid.
A single fight was all they needed. 5-0. Waybo will wipe out LNG.
They've done it again! Weibo draw LNG into the Baron pit. They get the Baron, they get the team fight, and they're gonna get the dub.
30 seconds from anyone for LNG to be back up, but I think all they're gonna do is watch their Nexus fall in grayscale. Curses be damned. Game 3 curse, you say, Eddie? Apparently, Waybo just don't care. Waybo are 1 game away from semis.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup at the quarterfinals of Worlds 2024. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
The Maokai, as you say, locked in now for Waybo.
All right. I mean, you're sacrificing a lot of skirmishing power. Sejuani with this top side, very potent in the 2v2s, 3v3s, and Tarzan was getting bullied in the previous game on stage. Feels like they've just been cooling down, you know?
And it does often happen when you get towards match point in a series like this, right?
It's
Both
true.
teams calm down. You don't want to throw the game level 1 by overstepping, like jumping onto Gala has a level advantage in that top side right now.
Scout has no teleport, so his recall right now, it was not on vision, but LNG are still able to go take first grub, even though they're on the timer where Scout is recalling and then heading bottom side, because they see that Breathe with no teleport on the Jax is still pushing the wave in. That was Smite invested from Weiwei though, so Tarzan should be able to...
Look at Zika.
He's on the flank, but Xiaohu's going to come across as well. That ultimate from the Aurora is available. They dive in. Meanwhile, on the bot side, Breathe is just farming minions. You can see Light's already got 1 kill. Between Worlds is a second as Zika falls as well. Waybo find 2, take 2 grubs as well.
A confident play there from Waybo as they're able to collapse with numbers first. Weiwei now isolated, trying to sacrifice. And he will get away with it. Nicely done there.
Across the board, leads for Waybo, and LNG found a little bit wanting. Waybo will be able to get the Drake as well. So this is 2 grubs, a dragon, 2 kills, almost a 2,000 gold lead, currently sitting about 1.5k their advantage.
With the early skirmishing power of the Sejuani, You know, the lane swap, of course, going a long way, but now the second pack of grubs that we have been looking forward to. After the reset here, they'll immediately start it off again.
Engage going in as they look to try and catch out Hung. He'll only land the dredge line onto Tarzan. Hung tries to flash the wall with the True Barrage just going wide. Crisp is going to chase him down towards the bottom side, but LNG won't really care that their support is being chased out by Crisp. The Titans Wrath for a little shield into the dredge line. Hung still surviving. Crisp has to flash away, and Waybo's on the chase, collapsing in. Crisp still finds him. Crisp trying to dash back to Xiao, who will escape for the moment. The grubs as well. The prize for Waybo. Scout looking for a little bit more up towards the top side. Weibo now locked up between two worlds, and Gala trying to put the damage down onto Xiaohu, but he can't hit what you can't see. Xiaohu finds another. Scout was unable to find anything on the top side, and Weibo will get 4 grubs.
And now it's just Weibo dominance. They get to their 4 grubs, they're gonna grab an extra one. 5 bonus here, and the extra kills. Crisp exerts support dominance, Vedius.
Second dive.
They get the flash, and that's all they wanted. Maybe play for plates as well. The arrival of Weibo is crucial as the ulti comes through.
Dominus about to time out here. Zika, Glacial Prison hitting, but Xiaohu was able to dodge just outside of tower range, and now between two worlds. Go Weibo once again. Already Zika down. The rest of Weibo beginning to collapse here as Weibo and Hung look for a little bit more. Dredge line hitting onto Tarzan, but the curtain call is tanked up by Weibo. Gala trying to join the fray here. Scout still pushing in the top lane. TP coming in by Scout as they look to take the battle underneath the tower. Breathe locked up for a second. He will fall to the turret as Weibo have found another, but have they overstepped? Scout snap back to reality. LNG only got 1.
The party in the bottom lane is actually going to move over to the mid lane. Tarzan running for his life towards his AD carry, but he gets snared.
To a minion, he got snared just in time. Instead, he goes to Tarzan. And Gala will reload and then put a shot in the back of the tree and find another for LNG. MasterCard lane economy snapshot is all red for Weibo. They are in prime position to close this out. Would be the first red side win of this series too. They start to crack through these tier 1s. Scout will answer on the top side with one of his own. LNG will get their first Drake, the second of the game.
Look at mid.
Yeah, they've got a Rift Herald as well for Weibo if they want to continue this advance. Light will take the tower. And for the moment, that's all that Weibo wanted.
Weibo with such a dominant start to game 3.
To shout out Crisp, as he is on screen right now. He's done so much to get and continue to keep up the deep vision for the team that creates plays. And there's so much talk about 2019 and, you know, Tien returning to Paris. But Crisp, also a world champion, and now he might have to make another play.
Hung looking for the flank here. They jump onto Tarzan first. They'll lock him up for a second. Weibo might lose their jungler before the fight really begins. And that's what's going to happen. Breed tries to dive onto the backline, has the counter-strike. Gala cleanses a moment too early, but gets away from the between worlds. But Breed slams him in the back of the lamppost, and that's another. Hung trying to do everything he can. Breed's doing so much work on the back here. Scout having to flash away. Breed almost falling, but Crisp dances around and shields his top laner. In the end, Zika will get the kill, but Weibo are not done with him. They'll find another light on a killing spree.
In a 4 versus 5, Weibo turned the fight around. Breathe with unparalleled confidence, dives into the face of LNG and walks away the victors as they get a tier 2 turret as well.
Come out on top. Made their way through the playoffs. Last year it was their way through Worlds until they finally met up against T1 and were stopped at that final hurdle. Here they're trying to make that run again. I don't think anyone would have put them as a team that would make it to the semi-finals, but right now they're on the cusp of it. The Riptail charging forward. Weibo, 5 players strong towards this top side. LNG just hanging on to anything they can.
I like that you focus on Tarzan, you know. Last year's World, him and Scout, especially the play in mid lane versus T1 versus Faker.
Oh yeah.
So much was made of that.
Weibo's Barons have looked odd, but have been exemplary. Scout's gonna go win. Unbinds his soul and then jumps back, but Breathe is now going to mark him, and Weibo is still on the Baron as far as we know. Light and Tarzan trying to chip away at it. Light's going to dash back, Crisp going forward as well. Breathe on that front line, curtains open, Tarzan's in the pit. Breathe gets the stun onto Weiwei. Meanwhile, Zika trying to distract the rest of the team on towards the back. The True Shot Barrage between worlds. Weiwei has to flash away, but Breathe puts him in his place, and now the dive into the back line by Scout is not enough to take anyone from Weibo down. It's all on Scout and Gala here, you feel, but Weibo aren't giving them a second to breathe. Gala steps in, does nothing with his mortal reminder. Breathe, though, will be taken out by Scout now. Weibo still trying to advance. Crisp can dance his way around the fight. No flashes available to them, apart from on Xiaohu, who does have the TP, and LNG are being herded like cattle down towards the bottom side. Scout will stack up the Q3 on the Grump, the TP coming in from Xiaohu as well, and Scout is just trying to distract Weibo for as long as possible.
Exactly, Medic. Scout knows that he can win in this skirmish, but he's just being shepherded into Weibo's base. The damage is good enough.
With that grand entrance, Wei going in for Xiaohu, who does have the Between Worlds back up. He's being chased up towards the top side. Between Worlds coming out as well as Breed dives in for the enemy jungler. And Wei, there's no Wei. He survives this day. LNG lose the Baron. Weibo secure it. They take the kill as well. And then they can back away afterwards. The light at the end of the tunnel is looking like a pinprick more than anything. No real escape from them for this situation.
Oh no, Medic, the light at the end of the tunnel is 601 with 3 fully completed items.
That's
and they
true.
do not want to get to the end of that tunnel.
For Waybo too, but the Zhonya's is gonna have enough space for Xiaohu, the depth charge onto Light. He's not got the flash, but has the cleanse, and now here comes Xiaohu between worlds once again. Glacial Prism will hit Crisp, looking for the quickness on the backline, but now Hung and Gala are left out to dry. Gala trying to do everything he can, but Light just jumps in. They call him Light Yagami for a reason. There's a death note with your name on an LNG. Scout looks for the Fate Seal and manages to turn the fight around. Somehow, Scout is revived, and now Breed pushing in the bot side. Xiaohu's gonna help him push it out. Scout has IE now. Scout's looking for the flank onto Breed. Tarzan and Chris trying to help out their top laner. Scout jumps forward. Counter-strike coming out. There's the stun. Nature's Grasp being used as well for the root, but Scout's able to avoid it. True Shot Barrage coming out. Scout's down to half HP. He'll dodge away with the Q3. Depth charge as well between worlds. Fate sealed onto the backline, but Scout's already down, and Waybo have found the fight they were looking for in the bot side. Scout already dead. Gala walking away, but I think Xiaohu will not let him escape. Gala managing to get away for a second. The Mystic Shot just wide, but Breed comes in with a counter strike, and it's all done by the Nexus falling.
Triple there now for Breathe, and it's Weibo inside the base!
They're just the masters of mojo. Somehow, whenever you doubt them, Weibo will come out on top. Again, the underdog run continues as Weibo will make their way to semis.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup at the quarterfinals of Worlds 2024. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comments section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.